one can secure the bag.
Get the bag, King Walker.
Let's go, 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 get some money, fuck they plan. I told her take this plan B and stop playing. I'm tired of buying jewelry, finna buy some land. They still tryna figure out who I am, who I be.
What up, though? What's cracking, Scorpio? I hope that all of my beautiful and my handsome Scorpios out there are doing well. So this is going to be your money messages. This can be for your career. You can be an entrepreneur, your business, like whatever messages that you need to know about your money and your finances here, okay? So let's get into this reading and see what it is that Spirit wants you to know. All right, messages for my Scorpios. What does Scorpio need to know when it comes to their career and finances here? Excuse me, we have men what needs to be mending. It may be broken, but all is not lost. Okay, so some of you may need to mend your relationship that you have with money. Okay, some of you may need to consider a career as a mechanic, an automotive, aerospace, or repair tech. So this can be something that you're interested in. Maybe you have a job like this, but it's basically saying like you can easily fix your finances, but a sacrifice must be needed. Okay, so if you feel like if you have your own business, say for instance, and you're not making the type of money that you need to make, okay, there's a sacrifice that you have to make. This may mean, working longer hours here, putting in more time, whatever it is, it's going to be able to put you on that path that you want it to be. So if you wanted to make more money, you may have to work some longer hours. You may have to spend less time with your family and friends and doing the things that you want, especially if you have your own business. So you can mend what needs to be mended. All is not broken when it comes to your finances here, but a sacrifice may need to be made here, okay? All right, so let's pull some more messages for my Scorpios when it comes to their career and finances. What do they need to know? Messages from my Scorpios. Okay, so we had advertise. So some of you may need to advertise about your business. So if there's something that you do, maybe you create something here, you need to get the word out about your business, but do it in a strategic way. So that means they don't copycat, don't get it's kind of like word of mouth. Like that's how a lot of people find out about you. So it's like you need to be strategic about getting the word out about your business here, okay? You may need to experiment with paid advertisement to attract the real buyers and people who you want to be able to spend money with you. So if you create things, if you have your own business, this could be something that you're looking into doing in the future, something that you wanted to get into now, okay? You may need to get into advertising here, okay? Get the word out about your business in a strategic way. Maybe look into doing paid advertisement if you can do that. But this is going to attract the real buyers and build your list here, okay? Let's get one more. Money messages for my Scorpios. All right, so we got flow. So you can get more done by entering the flow state. So that means that you can't be working on 20 different projects and 20 different things at one time. Completely and joyfully focus on what you're doing without multitasking here, okay? So you can be someone who feels like, oh, I get more done when I do this and I do that, but it's like you're pulling your energies in 20 different directions. If you're going to be focusing on your business, building your business, focus on that during that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you have to do, make a list, y'all. Make a list of things I need to do on a daily basis. And if you don't complete everything on your list, that's fine. But it's just like in order to get more done, in order to, complete your task, you have to get in the flow. Finish this task first, then go to the next task. But you can't be doing multiple things at one time, okay? All right, so let's get a couple more messages here. Messages for my Scorpios. What else do they need to know when it comes to their career and their finances? I love you guys, and if anything is resonating for you so far, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. All right, money messages for Scorpio. That came out quick. So we have assets. So some of you need to look into your assets. This can be like, what assets do you have? This can be properties, any resources that you have, and who are these assets going to benefit? Okay, so this can be for my younger or my older Scorpios. You know what I'm saying? Like, Maybe you're trying to create, I don't know, like I heard a wheel, or you just need to look into the things that you have, find the value, and if something was going to happen to you, who's going to benefit from these things that you have, okay? Let's get a couple more money messages for my Scorpios. Okay, we got exercise, y'all. This is definitely something I've been working on. In order to be able to have the ability to stay up and work, because some of y'all, you're going to have to make a sacrifice, and that sacrifice, in order to make more money or get your business jumping, is that you're going to have energy. Well, in order to have that energy, you need to be able to exercise. So it's like, also make exercise a part of your daily plan. You just can't sit for hours at a time working on with your business and stuff. You have to kind of like include exercising as a way to keep you healthy and keep you going here, okay? Money messages for my Scorpios. What else do they need to know? All right, so we got to try again. So I feel like some of you may feel like a failure. There's something that you tried to do and it didn't work the first time. What did Leah say? If at first you don't succeed, then baby, pick yourself up and try again. So Spirit is saying, don't give up. Just because the opportunity didn't work out for you, just because the first go around when you tried to do something, it didn't work, that doesn't mean that it's not for you. That may have not been the right time. Everything is about timing. You have to make sure that you're in alignment. So some of you may have tried to do something here, but maybe it wasn't the right time for you to do it, okay? Let's get one more. All right, we got release fear. Yeah, I feel like this goes with don't give up. So I feel like there's something that you want to do, but you're scared. Like I said, it didn't work out for you the first time. So you're like, well, maybe that ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. Or maybe you're supposed to be doing something where you step outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you're being called to put yourself out there, put your face out there. But you have to release that fear. You can't allow fear. Fear is what the enemy puts in you and make you feel like, oh, you can't do that, or this ain't gonna happen, or this ain't gonna work. You have to let that energy go. Release whatever fear that you have so that you can move forward in whatever it is that you're being called to do at this time, okay? Let's pull a couple of more messages and then we'll get into some tarot. All right, messages for my Scorpios when it comes to their career and their finances here. What is it that Scorpio needs to know? Messages for Scorpio, career and finances. What messages do you have for Scorpio at this time? Career and finances. What do they need to know? Career and finances. Let's see, y'all. Might need to go to this other deck. Career and finances. What does Scorpio need to know? Okay, we have calm. So I feel like right now, some of you need to focus more on meditating. I feel like I'm kind of getting like this chaotic energy, like you're trying to go in many different directions, but meditating here, calming your energy here, receiving inner peace. So it's like you on the inside knowing that no matter what you done, you gave it your all, you did your best. Maybe finding simpler forms or simpler ways to do stuff. I feel like, you may find a hard way, or you try to make things harder than what it really has to be. And Spirit is saying, no, find a simpler way. Simpler way. What does it say? Work smarter, not harder here. And that's definitely what I'm learning to do. Like, you don't have to put, sometimes we give too much energy to things, but it's like you can also find a simpler way. I don't know, I just keep picking that up. You can find a simpler way to get your work done here, okay? Like I said, that's something I'm learning to do because I, am on a different platform. I do things, I have multiple things that I have to do at a time, but I'm finding easier ways where I don't have to work so fucking hard, because when you give a lot of your energy, you put a lot of effort into something, it drains you here. And then it's like maybe you're not able to focus on other things that you need to do. So you may be called to find a simpler way to do something here. All right, so let's pull a little bit of tarot. See what it is that Spirit wants you to know. So we got this King of Swords. Right now, Spirit is saying remain focused. Don't give up. Try again. But this time, maybe you need to think more rationally here and not emotionally. So, being a Scorpio, you guys, we often get in our feelings and emotions when shit don't work out. So I feel like right now, Spirit is saying remain focused on the task at hand. Don't think emotionally here, but think logically, think rationally here. Maybe you need to take a more intellectual approach, Especially if you're like in the professional world. If you're having to deal with people, you need to be more professional about your business and whatever it is that you're doing. So take a more intellectual approach. The King of Swords always think. This is the thinker of the zodiac. So, Spirit is saying get out your feelings and get in your head here, okay? All right, give us a couple of more. We got the Nine of Cups. Okay, so we got satisfaction delayed. So I feel like some of you are emotionally exhausted. Like I said, yeah, that's why Spirit is saying, man, find a simpler way to do things. Everything doesn't have to be so complicated. Everything doesn't have to be so hard because whatever it is, something is draining you emotionally here. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going to take you a little longer to be happy with whatever it is that you're doing because you're emotionally drained. So there can be something or someone, there can be someone in the workplace here, but you're not happy with either an outcome that you've been given or you've received. But I feel like something is emotionally draining you and it's exhausting you here, okay? Let's get a couple of more messages for my Scorpios. What do they need to know? Two of Swords. I feel like some of you feel stuck. You feel stuck. Maybe you're waiting on someone to make a decision. This can be about a job. Maybe you're waiting to hear about a job, but you feel like there hasn't been any forward movement here. Some of you may be indecisive about your career. You see what I'm saying? And maybe you tried to do something and that didn't work out for you. So it's like you just kind of like, you don't know what to do. Like you kind of put yourself in this stalemate, but I feel like some type of decision, something has to be made, but it's causing you, like you have to release this fear. There's something that you fear doing. And until you release this fear, you're not going to be able to move forward when it comes to your career. All right? Let's get one more and then we're going to close out with a money message. Messages for my Scorpios. I love you guys. All right, injustice. So we got the justice card. So yeah, look at this. Try not to allow others to alter your emotions. There's something or someone that's emotionally draining you here. Okay, maybe you feel like you've been wrongly accused, or maybe you got accused of doing something at the job or something like that. But it's like something or someone is draining you emotionally here, and it's like don't allow people to change your mind about what it is that you know that you're supposed to be doing. So that means maybe you don't need to share with other people like your goals and your dreams and things because people try to talk you out of it, try to persuade you into doing something else here, okay? All right, so let's pull a money message to close this reading for my Scorpios. What do they need to know? All right, so you're going to receive some type of financial relief here, okay? You're going to be content with something that's coming in. Someone is about to play a supportive role in your life. So this can be a mentor. Someone is going to come in and guide you and help you. Because I feel like right now you're being called to do something and you feel stuck. You feel stuck because you haven't been able to move forward because you haven't made a decision. All right. But someone is coming in to play a supportive role in your career. Some of you are going to receive job security. So if you haven't felt safe and secure within your job, you will here, okay? And you're also going to be growing. I feel like as long as you think mentally and get out your emotions here, you're going to see like increase. You're going to see that your business will start to take off and it will grow here, okay? All right, you guys, that's all I have for your money messages. If anything resonated, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, stay blessed.